Hello and welcome to episode 76, when for a couple of days I've got my hands on a Neumann BCM 104, the broadcast microphone. A friend of mine sent it to me. He wants to know what it sounds like against the SM7B that we always use. Now, the SM7B of course is a dynamic and the BCM 104 is a condenser. Now, my friend didn't know that. He thought they were dynamics, which is a completely different microphone in the Neumann range. I think you can tell the difference because on this one, all the banding with the strip and the words is red. The actual Neumann emblem that's recessed into the front is red. But essentially on the other one, which is a 705, I don't quite know why 705, 104, where that comes from. But the 705 is the dynamic one. And he bought the condenser and he finds it very bright. It's a bit of an unusual microphone if you've never seen one before. The microphone's in a rubber suspension. It's hanging off this angle poise here. And although it looks like an adjustable mount, it's not. I don't think it's a major problem, but the design concept for this microphone is plainly radio, in that you hang it on an angle poise, the presenter, the DJ, whatever, will do their stuff straight to the microphone and they can adjust the microphone up and down, left and right, but they can't tilt it. So the microphone is actually designed to always be in that upright position. Sometimes with the SM7B, I swing this forward, I spin it round, I tilt it up and down. It's fairly easy to do. The SM7B is adjustable and the Neumann is not. It's quite nicely isolated. What I'll do now is I'll cut from the SM7B, which we've been using so far, and we'll switch across to the Neumann and we'll flip-flop between the two for the rest of this video. So I think it's quite bright. I mean, we expect them to be bright, don't we? I mean, condensers are known for their brightness. And this particular one seems to be tailored to actually give a nice crisp, bright sound, which is fine. And it's certainly not that sort of American radio sort of tone that we get when we listen to an SM7B. But that's its design philosophy, and I guess if you want a slightly warmer sound, then go for the dynamic version. I don't think I'm going to buy one of these because I don't think it really does enough for me, and I don't really like buying mics that are for one purpose. I like them to be sort of pretty generic and be able to do more than one thing. Certainly the crispness is pleasant enough. I can't really see a problem there if that's the sort of sound you want. But it just seems to have limits. The only other slightly odd thing about this microphone is because it's clearly built for radio presenters, there are no switches of any kind visible on the mic. On the SM7B, there's a little panel on the back and you can actually press some buttons and adjust the frequency response. But you can't on this. Well, actually, you can. If you take a screwdriver and you remove the XLR, with a pair of pliers, you can pull the XLR pins out, and on the end of it is a little PCB. And the PCB's got like a little bit of cable that goes into the innards of the microphone, but you can get it out far enough that you can access two little switches, which you can prod with something short and spiky, like a little tiny screwdriver, that sort of thing. And so, in actual fact, it has got a bass roll-off, and it has got a pad, but they're preset. So you set it up for what you're doing, and this one seems to be fine. I don't need to engage the pad, but I guess if I was speaking really close, then it's quite a hot mic. If I was really close, I might need to put that pad in. But the problem is, to get it off or back on, you need a screwdriver. So I can see that in a radio studio with some presenters, you don't want them fiddling. And then it's probably as close to preset as you can. But it does seem a bit strange to require you to open the microphone up and pull out a fairly fragile circuit board. It details it in the manual, it's fine, but, screwdrivers and microphones don't really go together that well, do they? I suppose if you're a broadcast engineer, it's no bother, is it? You just, pull the screwdriver out, flip out the PCB, toggle the switch, put it back together, and hey presto, you're done. But I really don't think that's the sort of thing you want to do frequently, but I guess that's not what these mics are for. So I don't know what you think. Compared with the SM7B, it is a bright microphone. It seems to be relatively immune to noises. It's certainly no noisier than if I do the same thing on the SM7B. Both of them have got pretty decent shock mounts. Both of them are, you know, nice to have. On the other hand, this Neumann is £900 in England. I suppose it's probably okay. You see them a lot, I've noticed, in BBC studios now. It seems a very popular microphone for that. And of course the mic cable comes out the back, so it makes it sort of, you know, relatively foolproof. On this particular arm, it's quite a heavy mic, and I did have to screw up the friction adjusters quite a lot to get it to stay up, because it did have a habit of drooping down. So a fairly substantial angle poise is really on the cards, I think. The one that I'm using here is fairly flimsy, I think, for a microphone of this weight. So those Rode ones are actually quite nice. I saw one the other day and I thought they might be something to get hold of, but they're actually quite decent, those Rode ones. So that's it. The BCM 104, Neumann's broadcast microphone. Condenser, cardioid, does have a pad, does have a bass roll-off. Other than that, it's a simple mic. And I'm going to pack it up now and send it back, because I don't really want to have it hanging about. It's too expensive for my level of carelessness. So that's it. See you on the next video. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the like button, and then you'll get told when the next video comes around. So look after yourselves. Have a great week. Take care. See you later.